It's pretty late. I had a shower just a little while ago. Well, it's been about 4 hours. Yeah, I had a shower, been overdue. So we're in May. It's May. Can you believe it? May. So it's halfway to Halloween. So everyone get ready for Halloween. Halfway to Halloween. That's what we're looking forward to, Halloween. We're doing another Get Ready With Me. And I'm going to talk all over the place, so be prepared. It is actually raining tonight. You can hear it out my window a little bit, hope maybe. It's not the monsoon, so yeah, it's been getting dark the last couple of days, and it's been raining on and off, but it started raining tonight. So, new makeup palette called the Pisces palette. I forget which company did this. This is not Glamlight. Cara Beauty. Cara Beauty. This is off the TikTok shop. So they have all sorts of zodiac makeup palettes. These are small little makeup palette. So this is supposed to be sea-like colors for Pisces because we are fish people. I just got my sister a Scorpio one, and it's some darker colors. So yeah. So we're gonna try this. So anyway, even though it's late, it's after 10 o'clock, I just had a late dinner. Me and Boom Doom, I treated him to a late dinner because I was playing Skyrim at 6 o'clock when my dinner alarm went off. I was playing Skyrim. I didn't get off until about after 6, 7 o'clock, because I had to get in the shower. I'm overdue for a shower. And I did color my hair, maybe you can see. It's called, so I was wrong, it's not called unicorn hair, and it didn't turn out the way I wanted. There's not enough purple showing. This red just took it all over. This is called, I believe it's crimson red. So my brownish, blondish hair turned it kind of dark, but in the sunlight it's kind of a bright clowny color. It's a product named Bleach London. Now, I didn't bleach my hair and then put this on. It's called Bleach London is the name of the hair dye. So I did do a crimson, and the other one was called Deep Violet, and it didn't show up very much. So I'm mostly a redhead again. So I did this about a month ago. So it's not a total permanent. It washes out every time you shower. Washes out a little bit at a time. So it's very nice. It keeps your hair, it makes your hair soft. I also bought some new native flavor shampoo and conditioner. I was using today, it's blackberry and green tea. It's a very lovely smell. Yeah, it's a very lovely smell. I love native. It's more natural ingredients. It's vegan. The Bleach London is also, the hair dye is a vegan product too. So it doesn't do so much damage to my hair. Anyway, let's get started. So, the last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind because I've been trying to get services out to come to my dad's house, so he doesn't have to go anywhere because he's to the stage in his Alzheimer's that he doesn't want to go to a doctor's office anymore. He's like, tell him I'm sick. I'm like, yes, Dad, they know how sick you are. So, I can have a little fun with it. Because he hasn't been going to his INR appointments because Mr. Grumpy Pants, my dad, absolutely refuses. I mean, I tell him it's a doctor's appointment, he's like, I'm not going. and he's being charged a no-show fee, which is like $25. So far he's racked up 2 or 3 of those. Now the only one I can get him to go to has been the dermatologist, because they want to check his nose. His nose healed nicely, so I had a reconsideration about my whole thought process about how, you know, they dropped the ball in that doctor's office. They dropped the ball. They did what we didn't want done. It ended up being the correct thing to do because his nose looks great. It doesn't even look like he had anything done to it. You can't see any scarring. So that dermatologist who did the surgery was just, he knows his stuff. No scarring on that nose. So I figured I am seeing that it was meant to be. He had to have that surgery. Whoop! What? I'm dropping things. Hang on. I'm just a little nervous. I hear the rain just started picking up. Rain's really coming down. It was thundering a little bit, making the animals a little bit nervous. Okay. So I'm fine. He was meant to have that surgery, so everything turned out fine. Okay. So now I'm getting services to come to the house. So I got that foot nurse to come to the house and take care of my dad's toes. She cut off like half of his big toe, both of his big toes nails, like half of it. She took half of it off. So the anti-fungus medicine will have a better chance of reaching under the nail. So when she comes back in probably in another couple of weeks, she's most likely going to take the rest of the nail off both of the big toes so they can heal properly. And he could start fresh with a fresh, clean toenail on his big toes. So, and he really enjoyed getting his toes done. The lady, her name was Sherry. She was super nice, very gentle with him. And she had the proper tools to cut those toenails because they were pretty thick. And they were just getting thicker with the infection. So she had these really good clippers that were meant to take off the toenail. So he really enjoyed that. He doesn't mind that she comes back over. And then he got sick the last week. Last week he was pretty sick. I thought it was COVID because my sister had gone over on a Monday night. She was starting to get COVID pneumonia. So, underskin. So she spent the night at Dad's house and tried very hard not to get him sick. And then she called me Tuesday morning, very early in the morning. I think it was like 5:30 in the morning. She called me and she sounded horrible, and she's like, I don't want Dad to see me this way, and I don't want to get near him while I'm feeling like this, so please can you come over? I'm like, yeah. So I had to give up part of my day off to sit with him until Jerry got there. So, I'm very willing to give up my days off if my sister and my nephew are sick. I need to grind it, but I don't have my grinder, so I'll do the best I can, actually. So I was willing to give up my days off, but Jerry was fine to sit with him during Tuesday, so I had half a day, because then I had to come over and do the night shift. Which I did because it's only fair. So he didn't start exhibiting symptoms until like that Friday. I'm gonna do some blue and green. Let's do that for In the Name of the Sea as a Pisces. Okay, so these have names on them for the colors, so I'm going to do, the dark blue is called the popular one. We're going to start with that as a base. So that Friday, this was about 2 weeks ago now, he started having some symptoms of what Scorpio Girl had. He had a really bad cough. It started with a really bad cough. And then it progressed from there that it was a wet cough, and then he was sneezing, but he won't let the sneeze out, he holds it in, and I keep trying to tell him to sneeze, let it out, but he doesn't understand what I'm saying. So the thing is, by holding in a sneeze, it could possibly blow out your heart, because a sneeze is over 100 miles an hour of pressure. So a sneeze could possibly kill you. But in his condition, he didn't want to sneeze because he didn't want to spray it everywhere. So he was sick, really sick over that weekend. That first weekend, he was really sick, but not as bad as Sis had it. He wasn't having a hard time breathing. I mean, he kept blowing his nose, but he could still breathe through his nose. He was not being obstructed from breathing like Sis and Boom Doom. They had a hard time breathing. And so they went to the urgent care, and they were tested, and it was COVID, but it was COVID pneumonia because it was all in their chest. So they were given the Paxlovid for the COVID, but they were also given a steroidal antibiotic for the pneumonia, but they also were given inhalers so they could breathe, because they had a hard time breathing from their throat and their nose. So they were given like inhalers so it'll open up their lungs. So they were so I had to stay away for a week, and I was planning on not having the following Monday off. But the following Monday, everybody was better, except Dad. He was still pretty sick. So I had to cancel some, like his INR appointments, which are checking the warfarin level with a finger poke. So I was rearranging, like rescheduling those appointments because I wasn't sure if it was COVID. I couldn't get his primary care to test for it. So I found a mobile lab that comes to your house and gives you all sorts of tests. You just have to pay out of pocket for it. They don't go through insurance. So we got the rapid COVID test, was $80. Okay, so this next one is called Am I Psychic? It's a lighter water blue. how that looks. Oh, and it's a bit shiny. It's sparkly. So I got the lab out because they wanted a lab order from the primary care. And his primary care denied it because she's like, oh, it's most likely just an upper respiratory infection. So just give him some Delsum, he'll be okay. And I'm like, I was pissed off, but I didn't say anything because at first I was angry. I look like Mimi from the Drew Carey show. Oh my God. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. So, I almost wanted to say, look, you realize I'm going to get my way anyway. But I didn't. I didn't say anything. I'm like, oh, okay. Just to play into her bullshit. And, I called the mobile lab because I've been going back and forth with the mobile lab, and they said they needed a lab order to get it done. But when I called them for like a third time going, look, since we're paying out of pocket, do you really need a lab order? You're not going through insurance. Can we get the testing? I said, I need the testing for my peace of mind. So I know it's not COVID, so I know how to treat him or get him medicine if possible. So they're like, yeah, we don't need the lab order. So they came out. Really nice young girl. I will be amazed if she's anywhere near 30. She looked like she was in her early 20s. Nice young girl, did the rapid COVID test, so she swabbed his inside of his nose, which she warned him that it wasn't going to be very comfortable. Okay, so I'm putting this green, which was called, the green was called The Observant. Kind of a seafoam green. Still almost like that 70s green. Now I really look like Mimi. So the rapid COVID test said he did not have COVID, but then by the time they came out, it was going on day 6. And he was starting to become better. So she had said that she wanted to come like the very next day on that Friday to do like a flu test and a COVID PCR, which is the COVID test they send out to get tested to see if he still has any COVID antibodies, like COVID, antibodies inside him. And then, so flu, she wanted to check for flu and RSV, which is that very bad respiratory virus, which really affects the older generation. It hurts them bad. I had a coworker, he was in his 50s. He had RSV for 3 weeks. He couldn't come to work because he was in miserable pain and he couldn't breathe, so yeah. But she never showed up on that Friday. Like the next day, she never showed up. I made an appointment with her, and she was like, I'm going to do this. And I'm like, yeah, sounds good. We want that. And she never came by. So the next weekend came up, and Dad was feeling much better. Plus, because Sis's guy she's hanging out with is a cook, a chef, and he made this killer chicken noodle soup, chicken veggie soup. I fed it to him for like almost all week. I had enough to feed it to him. And that's what I accredit to making him feel better, because I did not give him any medicine, because the Delsum or any cough medicine would interact with any of the medication he was currently on. So we didn't want that. And so we kind of just like let it run its course. But I was feeding him that wonderful chicken soup and made sure he mostly got fed. And that's the key to recovering from any illness, especially respiratory or a COVID type. Okay, so I'm doing another blue water lily. It's like a blue and white stripe. So it's going to come out really, light. It almost looks green, but it's a blue. It's another shiny. I swear I'm into these. I keep getting these 70 neon colors. Oh, that's amazing. I am going to blend this one because it's blue and green. So I want to see how it looks. So, yeah, so mobile services for people with, and it came, I got numbers from, well, the lab, the mobile lab, I found a card, a business card at one of the doctor's offices, and it's for people who can't get to the doctor's office. The lab will come to you to give you your test. So, huh. Huh. So yeah, we're now to the point Dad needs mobile services because he's becoming less cooperative in going out. He doesn't want to go out to businesses. It comes down to, it's because he knows there's something wrong with his brain. He just doesn't want other people to know, and that's part of dementia, Alzheimer's, is they know they're not doing normal. They're not being normal. So they're going to try everything possible to avoid letting people know that there is something wrong with them. So it's normal. So, a little blushy blush with the blue, and then we'll do the blue. I'm just freehanding this, so. I don't normally put on blush, and it's obvious. I mean, from my friends who are makeup artists, they can see I don't normally put on blush. I don't normally go full 9, and I didn't bring any lipstick, so. Well, that's pretty cute. That's pretty cute. This is Pisces. I had collected some mermaid costumes like Ursula and a type of Ariel top costume. Oh, I did from Wish. The last thing I got from Wish was mermaid type stuff. Like I got these armbands that are fishy, scaly looking. I did get like fishy looking leggings. They're iridescent because they didn't have black. So the next best thing was iridescent, silvery. So for a while there, I was hooked on mermaid stuff, and I also got a few mermaid crowns, a couple of mermaid crowns, not from Sweet Bee, but from HalloweenCostumes.com. There's a generic one. It looks really cheesy, but it's okay. That's really not bad. Pisces, because I am a Pisces. So, yeah. Oh, and then the newest thing coming up is, because he's not going to his INR appointments, his heart doctor is put in paperwork to another company who rents out INR equipment for home INR testing. And I thought it was going to be a nurse coming out to do the INR testing. No, I'm going to be trained starting this week, this Thursday, to learn how to run the equipment. I have to download an app on my phone because that's how I'll be giving the results, is through an app. Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I don't know why. I'm just feeling really excited about it, that I'll be doing INR tests on my dad. They want it definitely twice a month, but they would prefer it like 1 to 4 times a month. So, and they gave me a number range of what he's supposed to be in. So, yeah, I'm really excited for that. And he won't be going to the doctor's office, because the one thing he hates is sitting and waiting. Now, normally the nurse who does it, when she sees him come in early, I try to get him in there at least 20 minutes early before his appointment. Otherwise, we would just be late and miss the appointment. So it's better to be early than late, or not even show up at all, which that's what he did twice. So, so the billing for that, to rent the equipment, is like $40 to $50 a month. They're going to be charging his insurance. I mean, that's what my dad's part will be, that he'll be paying us $40 to $50 a month, while the rest is going to his Medicare. So I don't know how much it is. We'll find out the bill when we get it. So yeah, so I'm excited for that. So we're to the point. We also might be to the point that someone has to come and cut his hair, like come to the house. And the thing is, well, I don't know if it's the only one, but I know it's his former barber that he was going to does that. And I got that from the resource guide from hospice. So I'll check to see if there's anybody else who will come out and cut his hair and like trim his eyebrows, because he gets bushy eyebrows. I trim out his ears because he gets really thick ear hair, and I help him with his nose. We've got these electric to clean out there, and he also gets hair along the top of his cartilage of his ears, so it's kind of weird. He's like Abe Vigoda with the hairiness. So, and that's another thing I'm finding interesting, is he's obsessed with shaving his arm hair, his chest and belly hair. He doesn't have to shave his legs. His legs are not hairy, but it's just mostly, he's obsessed with shaving the hair off of his body, except his head. He wants a little bit of poof to play with, to comb. So, but that's the thing, his hair gets really poofy. It's like a gray fro, and he's not black. So he doesn't like it when it's like Archie Bunker fro. It's like, he doesn't like that, and he gets his eyebrows get all bushy and wild like weeds. So the barber we've been going to, he trims his eyebrows, trims down the poofy on the hair, he keeps it short in the back, things like that. And he's been cooperative to do that. But it's coming down to, he might not want to do that either. So we'll see. So I'm dealing with mobile services for my dad now. It's not that he can't, it's just he won't. He just doesn't want people to know there's something wrong with him, even though I let them know up front that he's got Alzheimer's. I turn my back away from Dad so he can't hear me, because Dad also has hard of hearing. So I let them know. I get in front of my dad and I tell them he's got Alzheimer's, he's also hard of hearing. So you have to speak up to talk to him, and keep it simple, the conversation. So, yeah, because Dad's understanding of what you're saying is getting a little worse and worse each time. So, yeah, that's what we're coming down to. And I also need to download and send off more paperwork to the third-party company. They want to know when I'm coming back to work. Well, legally, from work policy, I only have till like the end of September, like the first week of October. That'll make it a year. 52 weeks that I will have been out of work. And we might have to rearrange our lives again so I can go back to work maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I was really hoping Jerry would take more advantage. So that's the other part. Jerry's now becoming sick. So he's been coming to the house with a mask on now. Even though Jerry's like one of the biggest mask deniers ever. And I didn't say a word when I saw him wearing the mask. I was like, uh-huh, is what I said. So, yeah, so we'll see how, and Jerry's health is worse than my dad's. So we'll see how this affects him. I don't hear his voice change. He doesn't sound sick, but he probably just, he feels it. But he doesn't sound sick so far. But he knows he's sick enough he has to wear a mask around Dad, so Dad doesn't catch it again. So, yeah. So, on my days off, Jerry's been coming later and later and later because he's sick. So I'm not so selfish that I do not allow Jerry to rest. I personally didn't think Jerry was going to show up Monday, but he did. He showed up. It was just closer to 10 o'clock, which was fun. I was personally, expecting to give up my days off knowing that Jerry was getting sick. So, but he still honored the agreement. So, yeah. My binge eating has been doing very well. I do crave the sweets. Like, I go to Culver's and get a pint of chocolate custard ice cream thing, but I only get one. Just one. It's not like I'm ordering 10 of them. No, I just get one, and it's good for a while. Like, I don't need another one for another week or 2 weeks or a month. It's just lately, I got one last week because I felt I earned a reward for all that I've been doing for Dad. And so Jerry's got a doctor's appointment in the morning, and I had one too. I was getting more eye injections, but I went, and then that meant nobody was going to sit with Dad, because I don't know when I was going to get back, and I will be like out of commission. Normally when my eyes get the injections, I have to go lay down in a dark room until everything wears off. So I moved my appointment to the this Friday, and I can get Boom Doom to sit with Dad, because it's an afternoon appointment, so I can get Boom Doom to sit with my dad while I'm at my appointment, and then I will do the night shift, so it should be probably better. So I rearranged my schedule because I prefer Jerry go see his doctor. Jerry needs to be going to the doctor more. He needs to take care of himself better and more often. And I am not so selfish that I would deny him that. By all means, it was just easier for me to rearrange my schedule, my appointment. So it was no big deal. So, yeah. So, my shopping, like, I can't go back on Wish, because that's from China. Can't go back to Temu, because that comes from China, because Dippy Doo, the baby in the office, in the White House, playing in the White House, took away this little clause that kept people from having to pay tariffs on, like, single orders of items, like from Wish or Temu or Shein. They didn't get tariffed on smaller orders that were under $800. But now we are, because he took away that fun little clause. So now all these little orders, the little things you find that you want that are really cheap in price, and you want it because it's cheap in price, even though it is coming from China or somewhere. Because now the tariffs against China are what, 150, 175% off of a $20 order? Are you fucking kidding me? So all those companies are going to, well, I mean, from the American side, are going to take a huge crap. It's this country is getting closer and closer to being bankrupt. I mean, what's going to happen when people have all lost their jobs, everyone's unemployed, um, children, disabled, elderly? What's going to happen when all those people are dead? And the poverty people, what's going to happen when they're dead from starvation and they're living on the street and then they get thrown in jail because it's illegal to be homeless, even though the dippy-doo that's running the country made them homeless and then killed them by starving them, denying them jobs, just made it so difficult. I mean, what's the next move when you kill the women? Because that's a list too. Women are on the chopping block. All the minorities are on the chopping block. The veterans, besides pulling their benefits, we're going to be burying a lot of them because it's cheaper to bury them than it is to keep them alive. And these are all the ones that are disabled. They can't work because they're too old, they're disabled, they're injured, they have Alzheimer's like my father. He has Alzheimer's so bad he can't do a job. I mean, what's going to happen when most of the 90% are dead? To quote from a movie, does he want to be king of a graveyard? So, thank you for my TED Talk. So, and I don't want to be here. I mean, I want to get out. If I have to, I'll go to fucking Canada or Mexico. With a lady president in Mexico, she'd be more compassionate to our. I mean, they are. Canada and Mexico are more compassionate to our plight. So they're willing to take in people who want to leave, but who has the fucking money to go? Not the poor people. I don't have any money. I'm trying to do my family duty, and it just depresses me. I can't even be on TikTok very much now. Not even very much. The news is just too fucking depressing. I can't take it. It makes me want to cry and scream. And it would also trigger my binge eating. So I am not very much on TikTok. I make a video here or there. I've been following more horror people, like more and more horror collectors, horror cosplayers. Horror talk has been coming up on my feed, and I start following all those people immediately. So it's less political news and more things that make me happy, but still just thinking about it just makes me sad. It upsets me because I'm part of the minority that is being targeted to be taxed. I mean, what's the plan? How are they going to birth the next generation when there's no women? I mean, they don't want the other foreign minorities to birth them because there's less white people now. White people are becoming a minority. That's what pissed the baby in the White House off too. So that's why he's literally whitewashing everything. History, books, education, science. Oh, even denying science. Yeah. And we were on our way to some modern times. Technology was going to take us into green energy and more sustainable energy instead of using fossil fuels and destroying the earth. We were going towards environmental science that would help the earth and give us natural, renewable energy. And the baby in the office doesn't see it that way. In fact, he said he wants us to go back to 1789. But what he forgets is 1789 was also the French Revolution, where the aristocrats were gay. So if he wants to go back to 1789, there will be consequences. I think at that point, everyone will rise up. Yeah. We still haven't done our podcast. We have all these great ideas and plans in place. It's just because shit's been happening, you know. People getting sick. COVID came around to our house again for like the 10th time. Dad gets sick. Just life gets in the way. We still have plans to do the podcast. I need to get back to the podcast. At least the Sinister Sisters part. Okay, people. So I've been Skyrimming. So I'm in Solstheim. So I also got another point to put into my smithing. And now I can make dragon bone armor, which I did. I made 2 sets of armor. I made a heavy set for my follower. His name's Gregor. I gave him the heavy dragon plate armor. And I made me the light armor set, the dragon scale armor. And then I also made all the dragon weapons, the dragon bone weapons. I gave him all the heavy stuff, like the warhammer, the battle axe, the great sword, dragon bone great sword. I also got him a dragon bone dagger. I haven't enchanted his, but I enchanted mine. They're all got soul trap on it because that's what it's all about, sucking the souls out of everybody you kill. At least that's something I can do that puts a smile on my face. So I am up to dragon bone armor. I could have either went Daedric or dragon bone, and I chose the dragon bone because I've been wanting to do that more than the Daedric, even though Daedric is pretty cool. And because the special edition might get, no, actually, I don't think it will get. There was like a light armor set of the Daedric armor, and that's what I wanted. But I would have to download the mod for that. So Boom Doom downloaded the mod for, it's a companion mod where you can have up to 5 companions with you all at the same time. So it's like your own mini army, and you can also have 3 animal companions too. Like we have war dogs. I don't know what else they have on there with the special edition. I'll have to check it out. Well, there's also the elytra, the elytra bugs. But yeah, so right now I have 5 followers with me. So these are new companions that they placed all over other towns. So there's like 6 in Whiterun alone. That's where I was. I picked 4 of them from Whiterun. There's some certain ones that are like they're mages. One's a mage and a healer, so they heal the group and you. And another one is a mage that does all the spells and everything and heals. So yeah, I'm really excited. I really don't have to do anything because they all kick ass. And then I have my regular housecarl
coming with me, the one from Fall Creek. His name is Gregor. He's looking all badass in his dragon plate armor. Oh, he looks so badass. I'm having so much fun. It was really nice to do some Skyrim. I'm going to get back to it so I can go to bed happy. And start tomorrow as a new day. And I'm sorry, I'm one of those people who has to treat every day like a regular goddamn day. Otherwise, I will break down and cry all the fucking time. And I can't function that way. And I'm sorry if that's a bad thing. But that's how that's the only way I can deal. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it's the only way I can deal. And it's the only way I can cope and continue to function. Like it's another goddamn day. So everybody, be nice to each other if you can. Do self-care and go play Skyrim. Because I'm getting back to it.